Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Walking Dead video. In this one, I want to talk about, I guess, the Whisper invasion, kind of Alexandria. I don't know if it's exactly happening in that sense, like it's going to be a full-on invasion, but in the trailer for the second half of the season, we do see Beta in Alexandria. We see some Whisperers in Alexandria, so something is happening. They're definitely for sure in Alexandria, and I want to talk about why, and also talk about how the war might start, why we see all of these battle shots in the trailer. By the way, they did reveal this trailer just on their YouTube channel. They don't have all the footage that they had in the trailer that they showed after the episode aired like last year, but they're focusing on one aspect of it, which is like the spies, I guess, sort of aspect to it, which is related to Negan and Gamma, and Negan suspecting that Gamma may be a spy for Alexandria. And I do wonder if he's going to go that far and actually sell her out on that. I really do wonder. But why does the battle at the hilltop start? Because we see this really epic shot. There's a lot of shots here that are just, this is going to be a battle to remember. At least I'm hoping so. Just visually anyways, it looks amazing. And so I want to talk about all of that because we finally got some clear shots in this new trailer. So before we jump in, I do have to warn you for spoilers for season 10 of The Walking Dead, the first 8 episodes. And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. We're a little over a month away until The Walking Dead returns, a month and 10 days away. Last week, we got a bunch of new information. I imagine this week we're going to get a lot more information as well. Next week, we might start getting some teasers. I mean, we might get them this week. Really, at any point now, this is where they're going to start marketing the hell out of the second half of the season, which is going to be a very, very insane second half. So if you want breakdowns and discussions on all of that, maybe consider subscribing. So let's talk about this Whisper invasion of Alexandria, because I think that is what is happening. Now, I don't want to call it like the Whisperer invasion of Alexandria, because that makes it really seem like it's going to be this full-on invasion with a bunch of Whisperers within Alexandria. And I mean, that's the thing, though. There's nothing else to really call it. When you see these shots here, there's 2 Whisperers that we know are going to be within Alexandria. But I imagine Beta has other Whisperers there too, because we just see a few shots of that. So I think Beta, he's going to have a different goal, or I guess a different objective than Alpha will. Alpha is dealing with people at the hilltop and dealing with Negan and Gamma, and she's kind of dealing with her own thing. Beta, if we notice in the trailer, he's not really with Alpha that much. And so I think the reason why is because he goes to Alexandria. He might be involved with the battle at the hilltop, thus Negan and Alpha are alone, and then that's where she could die and all that stuff will happen. So Beta here, he's in Alexandria, he's in one of the houses. Some Whisperers are also here, so this invasion is happening. But my question, I guess, for you guys is, why is it happening? And does it have anything to do with the new border rules? Because I'm thinking it might. I don't think at this point they've just decided to fight back, and they're like, all right, we're not living with these new rules. We're going to fight back. There's going to be a full-on assault. It's war now, basically. I think when Beta and them are in Alexandria, I don't think the war has officially begun yet, because I think this is happening before the battle at Hilltop. I think this actually happens beforehand, and then this leads into the battle at Hilltop. So what happens here is happening in episode 10, and the battle happens in 11. At least that's my prediction right now. If you remember, the synopsis for episode 9, titled Squeeze, suggested that there's going to be new border rules that Alpha is imposing on everyone. So they all have to live with these new rules. And so I'm thinking what it might be is that these new border rules don't include Alexandria for some weird reason, and that they're all forced to flee. Just because we have this shot here of Gabriel, and it looks like he's fleeing Alexandria. Like they're all outside, like he has a shotgun or whatever. You have a bunch of other people, they're all suited up. It looks like they're running away from Alexandria. So I'm wondering if that is exactly what is happening here. The Whisperers take over Alexandria. It'll only be for a short period anyways, but could that be happening? Could that be a part of the new Whisperer border rules? I mean, that would be kind of cool if you think about it, just to have the Whisperers take over Alexandria and have that place run by the Whisperers for like a couple of episodes before they eventually do take over because Alpha dies and blah, blah, blah. They could be going in a new direction with this. You know, like they do original material a lot on the show right now. They borrow some of the bigger events, but something like that could definitely happen. Because why is Beta in this house? First of all, is this house in Alexandria or is it the Hilltop? I'm pretty sure it's in Alexandria. It looks like it could be the Hilltop, but I'm thinking this is Alexandria. The only reason why I'm thinking this is the Hilltop is because there is a battle there. So maybe he just infiltrated through the back or something like that. I don't know. This looks like it's Alexandria. This looks like it could be even Michonne's house. It's hard to tell because it's nighttime, but this is in Alexandria. And I think just based off of this shot here, this episode's going to be terrifying to actually have someone like that inside that house. Imagine if this is Michonne's house and Judith is actually there. That would be terrifying, but thankfully she's in Oceanside. She's waiting for Michonne. No one really important in that sense, I guess, is there. I guess RJ could be there, although RJ is likely with a babysitter because they've said that before. Whenever Michonne leaves, Judith and RJ, they don't stay at that house. They stay at the babysitter's house, so they're probably there. Or RJ's there, Judith is with Oceanside. We also do see a shot of Rosita getting attacked at home. There's a different Whisperer there, and they're about to attack Coco, but then she comes in super fast, and I'm guessing she's going to kill this Whisperer here. And that's why I'm starting to think that this is a part of a sequence of the Whisperers invading Alexandria. That Rosita is going to be one of the first characters to notice this. She'll see this Whisperer here trying to kill Coco. She'll freak out, kill that Whisperer, and then she'll call it to Gabriel. They'll all be alerted, and then they'll realize, holy shit, there are Whisperers within Alexandria right now. Like, we've been invaded. We need to gather all our weapons, and that's why I'm thinking this shot here of Gabriel outside is related. Like, they're all forced outside, or they're all just looking around. Maybe they got rid of the Whisperers within Alexandria, but there's just more around, and they want to be sure. I don't know. Because where are all the other characters when this is happening? I don't think this is happening in the mid-season premiere. I think this is happening in episode 10 at the earliest, maybe episode 11. This could be happening in the same episode as the Battle at the Hilltop. I don't think so. I think the Battle at the Hilltop episode is going to be its own episode, and that will be 11. And then I think episode 10 will feature some of this stuff here, the Whisper invasion of Alexandria is what I'm calling it for now. And then on top of that, we'll have some Michonne and like Virgil and naval base storyline. 9 will be the cave stuff, how they get out of there, and then some of the spy stuff. Negan and Alpha, they'll have to fit in there somehow, but they can easily do that. But what I'm thinking is after the cave escape, I mean, someone might die down there. It'll be very tragic, but everyone seems to be staying at the hilltop. Actually, I think Judith is even at the hilltop afterwards. So that suggests that no one goes back to Alexandria. And actually, to even support my theory, I'm just thinking about this right now. In this shot of Aaron and everyone standing outside the hilltop, we do see Eugene and Rosita there, which confirms that they did have to run away from Alexandria. They actually had to flee Alexandria, and they're all stuck at the hilltop now. So that is likely going to happen, actually, that I'm thinking about. That is likely going to be what happens in episode 10. And then in 11, we get this battle. Everyone's over there. And then in that episode, at some point, maybe I guess early on, we're going to have Judith make, or I guess fix the wing on Daryl's vest. And then he just has this new inspiration to actually go out and defeat these enemies, save their future. And I think that could be really inspirational. I mean, imagine if Michonne finds out everything about Rick in episode 10. Maybe they don't tell Daryl or anything like that, but you can kind of see how this can all play out. If she finds that out in 10, they're invaded in 10, they're forced to leave Alexandria because that's within the Whisperer border, or it's on the Whisperer side of the border. They're all forced to the hilltop, and then 11, we get this battle, we get this whole inspirational scene with Judith repairing that wing on Daryl's vest, and then in 12, Daryl finds out from Michonne that Rick's alive. We have our goodbye with Michonne because she's going to go look for him. You can see how it's all going to play out there, and then Daryl just has this new inspiration for life in general. Episode 13, Alpha dies, and I mean, we carry on from there. This battle at the hilltop is going to be very, very epic, though. And the thing is, what happens in the comics, I don't think is necessarily going to be what happens here. Because what happens in the comics, from what I remember, and I could be wrong about this, I don't think they were expecting the battle. Potentially, but even then, the battle really wasn't anything. You didn't have any major players there. You had Lydia, Carl, Maggie, and maybe some other people. But those are the only 3 characters that I can really remember. They all survive, and they're all whatever, but the battle overall wasn't that exciting. You didn't have someone like Daryl or Aaron or other bigger characters like Eugene and Rosita there. You know, you didn't have all of these characters for this epic battle, and also it didn't look like this. I do think Hilltop burning down is going to happen. I think the Barrington house is going to take a huge hit. A lot of houses are going to be taken down. Hilltop will be on fire. And we see a lot of that in this trailer. We see shots of Whisperers with bows, and they have flaming arrows. The hilltop will be on fire. It's going to be super epic. Beta might actually be here. We might get a Daryl versus Beta moment. I don't think Negan's here. I don't think Alpha's here. I think they're going to save that for episode 13. And that's when Negan will have his big moment in killing Alpha. We still need to have Negan versus Beta, though, and so we definitely need to have that at some point in the second half. Maybe that happens here. Maybe they do something weird where Negan is a part of this fight with Beta, but then he leaves with them or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm super excited. I think this Whisper invasion of Alexandria is going to be a seed for what happens for the battle at the hilltop. I think when they lose Alexandria, that's when the fight is going to start. I think like Gabriel and them are going to find out about these new rules in episode 9. They're going to be like, well, no, we're not doing that. the Whisperers randomly show up out of nowhere in 10, and they're forced to flee because they weren't expecting it to happen that fast. And then the battle starts in 11, I guess, or something like that. I really think I have it here. But let me know what you guys all think. What do you think of my theory on this? Do you think the Whisperer invasion of Alexandria leads into the battle at the hilltop? Do you think it's related like that? Because Rosita is in Alexandria, and then we do see her later on at the hilltop for this battle. So it's gotta be related, right? But post your thoughts down below. Make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this. If you haven't checked it out yet, I posted a Morbius trailer, I guess, reaction video talking about my thoughts on the Sony Spider-Man universe and is it connected to the MCU? Is it connected at all to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and all that? So I'll leave a link to that at the end of this video, but I hope you all enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.